Hey everyone, we're here heading into our fourth match in this friendly modern league with our Bant Superfriends deck. We are on the play. So far we are at an unimpressive 1 and 2. We've ran into some pretty linear decks so far. So this hand doesn't really do anything until turn 3. Our mana seems pretty good. We have insulation against the Blood Moon. I still don't think I'm digging it. This is, of course worse. So we kind of had just a non-interactive hand into a hand that does not a lot of anything. So I guess we mulligan again, and we'll go ahead and keep this, I suppose. The Temple Garden I'm going to put onto the bottom because we really want, well, alright, I guess we'll keep this on the top just to hopefully maybe snap path, hope that might be a good line against whatever deck we're playing against here. Ooh, Temple Garden. Okay, so that seems to be a decent start for us here. So we'll throw down this Misty here just to keep him guessing. Devoted Druid. Okay. So I think we're gonna we'll hold the path for a second here, and I'm gonna grab a breeding pool. Again, not pathing immediately because we want to just kind of see what they're going to do, and I don't want to give them another land because they're definitely going to play Collected Company at some point here. So, alright, so there's the Vizier. So now we'll get that down. And notably, this could be a deck playing Postmortem Lunge. So that's something to keep in mind. So we don't have a Spell Snare, so we're just going to let that resolve, of course. Alright, and there's a Scavenging Ooze. So, since they have the Ooze in play, I think I'm going to snap path the Ooze immediately before they can untap. And I know we're giving them a lot of mana here, but we do have cards in our deck that'll help us to catch up. So we'll play out our Fountain here, and just pass the turn. Now it is possible they have a second Devoted Druid and they just jam the Druid, and they're off to the races, but okay. Worth noting they are playing black. If they attack with the Vizier, we will, yep, there's the company. Tracker, and okay, so they've reassembled their combo, and we're looking for a Terminus, or else we're probably just dead next turn. Okay, so there's a Teferi. Let's see. So if we play Teferi and tuck their Devoted Druid, it's possible they have another Collected Company and they can just kind of go off. So with this, they're going to make a lot of mana. With the Cryptic Command, I guess we can be on the counter whatever they're going to do with their mana plan, maybe. I forget exactly how. I know it plays like a Duskwatch Recruiter and stuff like that. Because the problem here is I feel like if we play Teferi and get rid of their Druid, we'll just hold the Cryptic Command. I don't think they have a way to make their whatever payoff they're going to have uncounterable, so we'll let them do their thing here for a little while. So if they just go for, okay, Shalai. You, Planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof. Then they can make a bunch of mana and do that. Okay. So now we're looking for Terminus, of course. We'll let them do their thing here a little longer. Haven't run across this card in Modern yet. But, yeah, definitely seems pretty good. So, one thing I could see happening here is they attack to try and kill us, then second main phase they just Walking Ballista us. So that is definitely a thing that could happen. So I think hitting the Terminus is obviously pretty important here. But the reason I'm making them do this is because they, obviously with the Cryptic Command in hand, they do not have us dead. As of right now. But they still do have 3 cards in hand, so again, it is very possible that they have either the Duskwatch Recruiter or the the Walking Ballista in hand. This is also the part of the video that if I had the editing skills, I would fast forward and play some sort of troll music in the background for you all to enjoy while our opponent is just kind of playing with themselves. Part of me wonders, I mean, I'm already dead on board several times over, I believe, so part of me wonders kind of what they're doing. Alright, looks like they've got enough of that, so we'll go ahead and tap all the creatures our opponents control and draw a card. These cards, tap a blue, tap a white. And we need that Terminus. Okay. It's not a Terminus. Okay. we'll grab an island here. That path is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what the rationale is behind giving me an additional land on my next turn. Oh, okay. So they're just going to do this, and then untap, and then kill me with a... Okay. Right? I assume that that's what's going on. Yeah. Okay. So, for this matchup, Engineered Explosive seems pretty good. Celestial Purge, don't see that having much application here. So, Rest in Peace. I don't think this is a Rest in Peace matchup. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we'll bring in an Engineered Explosives and take out what's not so good here. Don't really like Detention Sphere, actually. I think when I kill their creatures, I kind of want them to stay dead, if at all possible. Other than that, I think we're set up pretty decently for what our opponent is trying to do. Although maybe having the sphere just as an additional removal for their combo pieces might be necessary, just to make them have it. And maybe a negate over a mana leak, with the consideration being negate over mana leak with the consideration being Collected Company. But I think we're fine. We'll just submit, run it back like this, I think. We love to play. This hand needs a white source. And even if it had a white source, I'm not convinced it's good enough. We're leaning really hard on this Oust and hoping that it doesn't get taken out of our hand. This Opt could potentially set us up a Terminus. Alright, I guess we'll keep it. Well, no, we don't even have it. Don't even have the white source, so our turn 1 play is probably going to be Island Opt, looking for a white source. Got the Terminus in hand, so it's almost like it's a 6-card hand to begin with. Although what happened last game, we went down and Alright, we're on the play. I guess we'll try and keep and opt into our white source. I guess that's what we're going to try and do. So we'll lead on the island. Opt. Okay, and we'll keep that right on the top. So there we go. We did it. I just hope that it is good enough. I think I'm just ousting their birds here. I'm just ousting their birds. And if we can hit another white source, we can get this Gideon down. start doing some things. Alright, so there's a Vizier. So I think I'm going to hold this Opt, because I want to maybe try and get the Mize into a Miracle Terminus at some point, so I think the Opt is better in our hand than it is right there. So let's do this. Yeah, we'll shock. We'll get our Gideon down. And immediately plus. Alright, so they get their birds back. Looks like our opponents had a slightly slower draw. The Jace would be great here. Try and set up this Terminus. Not entirely sure what our opponent could have that they're pausing on our upkeep here for. Okay. So let's just go ahead, tick up here, and play out our Flooded Strand. Okay, so there's a Thoughtseize. I think we just let the Thoughtseize go. Not crazy about the... Well, Alright, let's Opt. See if we can hit the Terminus right now, I guess. We do not. Field of Ruin, probably not where we want to be. Oh, okay, so there we go. So we'll go ahead and do this, and hopefully get to untap our on an empty board here for our Gideon. This means, of course, that they will be taking our other Terminus, and so there's a chance we might just be starting to race from there. I think in this match we're just taking our 2-for-1s where we can get them. Okay, so they do have a Druid in hand. Let's get another white source. Since Cryptic Command is already accounted for, we draw our Field of Ruin anyway. So I think here we're gonna make Gideon a dude. So now here's a thought. If they have a path to Exile in hand, I don't. But if they also, I don't want them to be able to do that. But if they have a Collected Company, I don't want to give them the additional mana they need to Coco. So I guess we'll just pass. And if they have their combo, then I guess they have their combo, and we're probably dead. All right. So yep, there is the Collected Company. And we are suddenly in the market for another Terminus, and they have their combo. So they're going to get back their Collected Company, play their Collected Company, have infinite mana, so yeah, there's a good chance we're probably dead here. I mean, they know we have nothing in our hand. So again, if they play a Duskwatch, this might just be a Walking Ballista, and then we can just concede. Opponent stopping at 17 mana. It's a very specific number. They might just have Emrakul, in which case then we'll just concede as well. That'll also get the job done. I feel like on paper, this is probably a pretty good matchup. I feel like Temple Garden decks are, at least should be, kind of the bread and butter for the Hallowed Fountain decks. And it's possible that our second hand was definitely a mulligan to try and find additional spot removal. It's also possible that ousting the Birds of Paradise was not the correct line, but I don't know. The sorcery speed nature of that removal spell just makes it a little iffy. But again, in this case, even playing Condemn over Oust wouldn't really give us what we need. So I don't know. Maybe that was a mulligan. But Collected Company is one hell of a drug, and I know it's a relatively fair card, but it's a card that really kind of invalidates a lot of the work that we do with our sweepers and stuff like that. And I guess maybe arguably it's what makes this type of archetype playable in Modern even. But man, I dislike that as a card. That's my personal gripe. So all right, unfortunately 1-3 heading into our last match here, and I'll see you there.